Friends, life is supposed to be fun, and you're not ever going to get it done, and you can't get it wrong. And if you will begin to embrace those contrasting moments as part of the path along your trail to the things that you are really wanting, then life will be sweet, 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 sweet for you the majority of the time. And when it's a little sour, it's still on track. That's really what we want you to hear from us. Be easy about it and meditate if you feel like it. But most of all, make a decision that nothing is more important than that you feel good, and pay attention to the way you feel. And when you feel less than wonderful, do anything and everything you can think of doing, which usually just means change the pace from whatever. So if you're in the middle of a conversation that is taking you down, smile and end it. If you are sitting in your body and it is tired and stiff, get up and move around. In other words, don't allow yourself to continue in the direction of what does not feel good. Use your guidance system in the way it is intended and shift directions. And so in the same way that if you've been sitting too long, you want to get up and stretch, sometimes you are involved in a thought that is not serving you, and you would be well to change the direction of the thought. That's where this going general will serve you. We mean it when we say to you that we are always with you. We are aware of where you stand in relationship to everything that you want. And we, and others like us, those inner beings that exist in your vortex, are aware of where you are in relationship to what you want, and are offering constant inclinations. It sort of goes like, since we see where you are and we know what you want, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would go this way. And it's not just a projection of thought that we're offering you, because we have access to your muscles, we have access to the cells of your body, we have access to the thoughts that you are thinking. In other words, that influence, that impulse that you receive is that impulse that is us within you. So when you recognize that we are within you and that we are giving you an impulse to go this way, in your most relaxed state, you will go that way. And when you go in the direction of that which is inspired from within, it is our promise that you are about to rendezvous with something that you have been looking for. And when that happens, the thing that we want you to say to yourself is this: I received an impulse. I trusted it, and it paid off. Play that game for a week, and you will be free of resistance forevermore. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain in your vortex. If you are going to be the deliberate creator of your own reality, then you must understand how it is that reality is created. When you got here, there was a lot of already manifested stuff around you. And it is logical that you would look at it and say, well, this is life. And that you would maybe not remember clearly that you were going to be adding to and creating more and molding it into place. But we want you to hear from us, and maybe to spark your memory in the knowledge that you came to let what is be the bouncing off place for more. And that it is such a wonderful thing when the contrast of your life experience causes you to know that you prefer something beyond what is. And further, to actually consciously know that once you have launched the rocket of desire, that the entire universe will work in concert to help you in the manifestation of it. And nothing less than that will do for you. There is no satisfaction in just coming forth and regurgitating what's already there. You get bored so fast and really sort of petty about the bad job they've been doing. But when you realize that you are the agents of change, that you are the ones who get to focus and identify and know what improvement can be, and then you use the power of your focus, not dissuaded by what is, not tempted by looking at what's easier to see. Oh, it is so much easier just to look at what is already manifested, isn't it? It's so much easier to see it and praise it or criticize it. It's so much easier just to look at what is and weigh in with all of the other statisticians on the goodness and the badness and the rightness and the wrongness of it. That's really easy to do, but not satisfying. But if you get to look at it, and out of it, you get to identify the improvement that you can see. And then you can find ways of focusing on the improvement even though it hasn't manifested. But you know you're zeroing in on it because of the way you feel, because of the satisfaction that you are feeling in your focus. Then you get to be one who consciously observes what's in this vibrational reality, this reality that is so real, we've given it a name, we called it a vortex. We wrote 2 books about it because we want you to accept the reality of this vibrational reality. If you can accept that you have created a vibrational reality and that you can fixate on the vibration of what's in it, then you get to be one who witnesses the evolution of these vibrations to thoughts, and these thoughts to words, and these thoughts and words to things. You get to witness the becoming of creation, which is what you came to do. So it goes like this. You're bipping along, you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. Your vortex is full of enough to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes, really. Law of attraction has been responding to it. Cooperative components have been gathered. And all of this is queued up, ready for you to begin a conscious realization of it. So Source, who knows where you are in relationship to what you have already created, is offering you a steady thought stream, a path to lead you to the full satisfaction of these things that you want. And we call it a path of least resistance because you, dear hearts, and it's all right, you've put a whole bunch of resistance on your path. But your inner being knows what all your hang-ups are, what all your hindering beliefs are. And your inner being is offering you ideas of how to get to where you want to be, even though there's resistance on your path. Your inner being isn't saying, oh, there's resistance on your path. Go get rid of it and then come back and we'll talk. Your inner being isn't saying, oh, too much resistance for you. You're doomed to an unpleasant life. Your inner being just constantly offers ideas about how you can get to where you want to be. And so your vortex is full of all of this knowing, all of this reality, all of it queued up, all of the cooperative components gathered for you. And then you, in some vibrational relationship to that knowing. The better you feel, the more on point you are. The worse you feel, the more oblivious you are. You recognize that in yourself, don't you? So let's say you've been meditating, you've been appreciating, you're mostly tuned in, tapped in, turned on. And so you are in the vicinity of what's in your vortex. And there you are. Maybe you've just meditated and you've cleared your mind. It's such a wonderful state of being. And then near the end of your meditation, a thought occurs to you. This sweet thought comes into your mind and you can feel the exhilaration of it because it's a pure idea straight from Source. And so when that first sweet thought comes to you, and by that sweet thought we mean that thought that is not burdened by doubt or disbelief, that first really good, satisfying thought comes, then you're off and running. And once you allow yourself to be the receiver of those good feeling thoughts, and even more important, the understander of why you had access to such a thought and what that thought would lead to. It's like getting ready to be ready, to be ready, to be ready, to be ready for the full manifestation. But so often, you just want the full manifestation. You don't want to be ready to be ready. You just say, I want it and I want it now. And when it doesn't come now because you weren't ready to be ready, to be ready, to be ready, to be ready, then you say, I must not be worthy, or I must not be in the path of goodness, or it's that reason, or that reason, or that reason. And then you practice the thought of it not coming to you, rather than allow the thoughts of it coming.
Now, did you feel how we left out everything that is? Because in that pure space, you are writing as you now want it to be. And that's the thing, that if we could zap you with something, we would zap you with. We can't, and we really don't want to, because we know we don't need to. You'll find it on your own. But the thing that we would most like to impart to you is that right now you're fresh and new. because the universe is responding to your vibration now. The universe doesn't care where you have been. The universe doesn't care why you want what you want. The universe isn't holding you to any past allowance or creation. The universe is responding purely to the desire that you have right now. And if the desire that you have right now were pure and unencumbered by all of your excuses about why you're not where you want to be, your vibration would be pure and the universe would yield to you easily, and it would not take years or weeks or days. It would be instant manifestation. You would walk out this door and everything that you want would be yours. You would pick up the telephone and someone would tell you that you had won the lottery, or you would answer your mail and in it would be all of the abundance that you would ever want. There is nothing holding you apart from what you want and deserve other than your tenacious holding to what is. So when we talk about the power of your now, what we are wanting, you don't walk up to your radio and say, hey, I heard a song in you this morning. I want to hear it again. I know you're in there. Spit it out. I heard it. I know you're in there. Because you know that this is not a container. This is a transmitting and receiving mechanism. You know that it will play that song when it's in alignment with that song. And so you are the same way. You are fresh and new under the universe right now. You don't have to justify anything. All you have to do is purely desire and not be in the way of what you desire. Just set your signal purely. But you got to practice the purity of that signal. That's what this workshop is all about. It's practicing the purity of the signal. But you know, when you're tuning your radio, you know when you're on the signal. You can hear the static, and you can hear when it comes through clear. There's no question about when you're aligned and when you're off a little bit. And your emotions are that same sort of tuner. In other words, you can feel the joy of alignment and the concern of misalignment. You can feel the anger that speaks to misalignment and the happiness that speaks to alignment. And so all you got to do is start guiding your thoughts based upon the way they feel, rather than guiding your thoughts based upon somebody else's idea about what's a good thought or what's not a good thought. Because the only thing that is important to you is that you line up with your desire. And when you are lined up with your desire, it feels fantastic.
It does. Even in imagination, it feels fantastic.